All right, let's dive into one of the biggest shifts happening in tech right now, the rise of agentic AI. And trust me, this isn't just about another smart chatbot. We're talking about a whole new class of digital teammates that are ready to actually do things for us. I love this quote from HospitalityNet because it just nails it. We're not talking about some sci-fi fantasy here, but the real-world impact of these AI agents, it could be every bit as game-changing as anything we've ever imagined on screen.
So, what's really going on here? Well, you can think of it like this. AI is getting a massive promotion. It's moving out of its old job of just being a passive librarian, finding information for you. And it's stepping into a new role as an active assistant that gets things done.
And this right here is the absolute core of the change. For the past couple of years, we've all been wowed by generative AI, the kind that can write an email or create a picture. That's all about creation. Agentic AI is about completion. It doesn't just draft the email for you. It plans the project, sends the email, follows up, and then puts the meeting on everyone's calendar. See the difference? Okay, so let's put a real definition on this. What does agentic actually mean? Well, it all comes from the word agency, the ability to act on your own and make your own choices. There it is. Agentic AI can take a big goal you give it, break it down into smaller goals, make decisions about how to tackle them, and then actually take action across different programs and systems, all without you having to check in at every single step. That autonomy, that's the real game changer. This chart really makes the difference pop. Traditional AI has always been reactive. You ask a question, it gives you an answer. Simple. But agentic AI, it's proactive. It can plan out a whole multi-step project. It can remember what you talked about last week to inform what it does today. And, this is huge, it can adapt on the fly if something doesn't go according to plan. So how does it actually, think? It basically runs on a loop. You give it a big complicated goal, like plan a weekend trip to London for me. First, it plans, breaking that down into smaller pieces. Then it searches for flights, hotels, shows. After that, it acts, maybe by comparing prices. Then it monitors the results. Uh-oh, that flight just got more expensive. And it adapts, repeating the process until the job is done, all by itself. Let's make this real. The travel industry is one of the first places we're really seeing this in action. It's totally changing how we find things, turning a simple search into a real conversation with an expert. And just look at this data, it is absolutely staggering. When people plan a trip using one of these new AI agents, a massive 80% of the time, they end up booking directly with the hotel or the airline. This might be the biggest threat ever to digital middlemen like Expedia. The thing that disrupts them isn't another website. It's a whole new kind of AI that just goes around them. And get this, look at how people are spending their time. On average, users are spending 104 seconds just in the planning phase with the AI. That's almost 3 times longer than they spend on the actual booking part. It shows you they're not just using it as a checkout tool, they're treating it like a personal concierge, a true research partner to figure things out before they're ready to buy. And all that time spent together, it builds trust. A 4.3 out of 5 trust rating is incredibly high for any new tech. And this is so important because when that AI agent recommends your hotel or your product, that high level of trust gets transferred to you. Being credible in the eyes of the AI becomes a massive business advantage. Now, this shift is way bigger than just changing how we search for things. For this to really work at a global scale, we actually have to rebuild parts of our digital infrastructure. We're heading into an economy that's built for AI agents, not just for people. So here's the bottom line for any business out there. For an AI agent to even see you, your data has to be ready for it. It needs to be structured in a way a machine can instantly understand. Your systems have to respond at lightning speed through APIs, and your information, like your prices or your hours, has to be updated in real time. Because if it's not, to an AI agent, you're basically invisible. And this is not just some theory for the future. It's happening right now. Major players like Sabre, which provides a ton of the tech for the travel industry, are already building these agent-ready tools. They're literally creating APIs specifically so an AI agent can automatically rebook your canceled flight and update your calendar, all without a human ever touching it. Of course, anytime you have a technology this powerful, it's going to bring up some pretty big new questions. As these agents get more and more autonomous, we're finding that our old rules, well, they might not be enough. I mean, really think about it. When an AI can act as your representative, making deals and spending your money, our whole legal framework gets put to the test. What happens when things go wrong? For starters, you've got the disclosure problem. Most of us would agree that an AI should probably tell you it's an AI, right? But when? And how? Every time it talks? What if it's just calling a restaurant to book a table for you? The line gets really blurry really fast. And then there's what's called the loyalty gap. Look, your human financial advisor has a legal duty to act in your best interests. But does an AI agent? What if its recommendations are quietly influenced by a partnership its developer made? Its loyalty isn't to you by default, it's to its code. And that brings us to the ultimate question, responsibility. If your AI agent goes rogue and buys the wrong stock or books a non-refundable trip to the wrong country, who's on the hook? Is it you for telling it what to do? Is it the company that built the AI? Or could the agent itself one day be held responsible? That is the incredibly complex future we are just now beginning to navigate.